this is one of those final assignments and challenges where I won't really solve everything for you. I'm gonna give you a hint of how I would approach it and how I would do it, but I'm not gonna do it for every single size in here because that's gonna defeat the purpose of you kind of struggling to figure it out and to actually learn how to do it for all of the other use cases. So in here you have the link to the website that we're gonna use to inspect and try to figure out what a grid is. So I already have it open in here. I'm just gonna grab a screenshot of maybe this part of the screen, see where it fits. It kind of, I'd consider this a large screen already. So I'm just going to grab this and maybe make it a little bit bigger. And I'm also going to resize it so that it fits with the size that we have in here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, see if there's anything that can hint to a grid in here, maybe something like all of these other visual items that we have. Let's place it here below this. Let's go down. Okay, this can definitely hint to a grid. Let's grab that. I don't know why this one ended up being a little bit smaller. Let me just, maybe I accidentally didn't go edge to edge on the screenshot. But I think I did, so I don't know why it's disliking me. I'm just gonna make it the size that all of the other ones are, which is 128, I'm guessing. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, definitely the footer is gonna help us try to figure out what grid they're using. So I pasted all of these in here inside of my workspace. Again, doesn't seem like they're like fully pixel perfect because all of them are screenshots, but we can get really close to it. Let's go in here, turn on the layout grid. I would then move to columns, knowing that with web it's most often 12 columns. I would probably start with that. I'd set it to stretch for now. Try to get the margins on the left and right side to kind of fit in with what we have in here. So no, even bigger maybe. No, it doesn't seem like it. So 200 feels about right for the things in here. I really don't know what's happening with this. Let me go to that section again and let's just try to screenshot it. I'll try to make it a little bit smaller and see if that's gonna work. So yeah, okay, perfect. So it's definitely 200. And let me see if we can get the gutters to the correct point as well. So I feel like gutters are more likely gonna be 24. Okay, and we have our grid. Now I'm not sure if it's really stretching. To kind of figure that out, I would need to resize this and see if the cards are getting smaller after a particular breakpoint or if they're the same. It feels like they're getting a little bit smaller. So I'm guessing that if I would be working on something like just a desktop, not a large desktop, the margins wouldn't be as big. They would become smaller and this part would become not contained, but kind of stretching based on the width of the screen, while everything above that line is gonna have a container and it's just gonna be centered. So if I opened up this website on an even larger or wider screen, everything would still be centered and the margins would just become bigger. That's how I feel, because in here, the only thing that's changing is the margins are becoming smaller. So yeah, that's how I would analyze. And now if you saw this solution video because you were stuck, I would just kind of like to explain that basically what you need to do is go over all of the other sizes and screen widths and just replicate what I did in here. Take a couple of screenshots and try to kind of place the grid so that it fits in perfectly with what you have on those screenshots. And you're gonna understand how they set up the layout for their designs from that.